Now we'll go to our application. Okay. So let me create new project. See what I'm going to do. Just I will give you brief idea. See what I'm going to do. I'm going to create 3 frames. I'm going to create 3 frames. And on this frame, see, the first frame will be the registration frame. Getting this will be registration frame. Then this will be login frame. And this will be welcome. Now I'm mentioning frame here, but I'm going to use J frame. Getting frame is general, that's why I'm using frame. Or you can also mention here page. But actually this application don't have page. Actually it has what you can say just window. Page is different. Page means web page. So that's why I'm not mentioning page here. If you are developing a web application or a website, then you can mention registration page, login page, welcome page like that. But right now I'm just creating the window with the help of frame. Okay, that means JFrame class of Swing, but I have mentioned frame. Just get the idea. Just try to understand the difference between frame is actually frame classes from AWT. JFrame is from Swing. Getting then also I'm mentioning frame here, but actually I'm going to use JFrame of Swing. Okay, because JFrame user don't understand what is JFrame frame. Getting or simply if you are getting confusion, then simply mention here page, no problem, login page, registration page, or just welcome page like that. Okay, then after that, see what I'm going to do. I'm mentioning here I'm taking label. I'm going to take the label, then password. Then here 2 buttons will be there like this. See, these are the labels. This design I'm going to add, and there will be text fields. Okay, and on welcome page, nothing will be there. Just I will on successful login, I will just redirect user to welcome page. Okay, and here see the first frame or first page is for registration. Getting so 2 buttons will be there, register and so see when my application will be executed, this registration frame will be visible to the user. What user can do, if that is existing user, then definitely he will click on login button. When he click on login button, I will redirect that user to login frame. Getting this will be first thing. If that is new user, getting if that is new user, then he can enter the details, username and password. Right now I'm only allowing him to give 2 values, but in actual there will be multiple values. Getting his name will be there, username, password, then address will be there, those things, mobile number will be there, all those things will be there. But as we have time constraint, so I have taken only 2 values, getting username and password. Getting but in exam you need to enter more values. Okay, okay, so after accepting those username and password from user, if he is new user, he can click on register button. Getting now on clicking on register button, what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert these 2 values, username and password, to the database. That is I'm going to insert those username and password into table, and that table will be part of database, and that database will be created by some using DBMS. Okay. Now he has registered successfully. I will just display one dialog, that is, you have registered successfully, and then after click, now you can log in. So now when he click on login button, then I will redirect that user to login frame. Now login, and when he redirect to login frame, at the same time I will dispose this registration. I will close this registration frame, getting, because at a time only one window will be open to the user. Now he is on login frame. Now what he can do, he can enter his credentials, username and password. Okay, so if he entered username and password, and if he click on login button, then I will just match this username and password with the existing username and password. So suppose there are 1,000 records. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to compare this username and password entered by user with all those username and password. If there is a, that means that is authenticated user. He is authenticate one, getting, that means he is valid user because he has already registered with our application. So in that case, I will just redirect that user to the welcome frame. If his username and password is not matching with the database username and password, then I will simply display a message to the user, that is, your credentials are not matching or user does not exist, like that, getting. So that will be our application. Okay, and here I will simply add cancel. That means just those username and password will be just cleared or cancelled, like that. So getting the flow, what I'm going to do. Okay, and then we'll see in the same application I will add delete and update, getting delete and update. Through this application, at least you will get idea of insertion and select. Insertion select will be used. These two operations will be used for this application. Okay, and in same application I will add delete and update later, getting. So first we will complete this application. So let us create new application. All should pay attention because in this lecture only we should finish this activity. So what I have done, I have already calculated those set bounds values, x, y coordinates, getting. So I'm not going to explain those values. I will add the code from the scratch, but I will put those values directly. So I will create first 3 frames. So first frame will be registration frame. All should pay attention. This is very important. I will create 3 classes. Next one is login frame. Third one will be, third one will be welcome. Okay. Now go to registration page. I'm going to use association method. So constructor, getting, call that constructor. See, you can also call constructor like this by using anonymous method. No need to have the reference. You can also directly use new registration frame. That is also valid. But here that means if you want to perform any activity on that object, then you can't do that because you don't know the name of that object. New registration frame, this will create the object as well as this will call this constructor, but you don't know the name of that object. Getting, if you want to perform any operation with that object, then you can't do that. Getting, that's why actually we are creating, that is registration frame of equal to new registration frame. But this is also valid. If you want to only call this constructor, then you can use this method. But if along with this constructor, if you want to call another method, then definitely you must have the object of this registration frame. You need to know the object of that this one. You need to know the name of object. That's why you can go for that method. But this is also valid. Okay. So now what I will do, I will just create the components. So first I will create the frame. See, I'm going to do the copy paste. So all should pay attention. So yep. Same code I will just copy paste in another frame. Okay. Then next set size. Then 700 and 700 width and height. Okay. Next, dot set layout. Right now I'm using default one, and that is border layout default one. Set visible true. Getting. Now we require one central label. See this label registration frame. So I will add that. So J label L1 I will right now give, but if actual software is there, L1 is not actually recommended one. Getting. There should be standard. We already seen that. Registration frame, or I will give page if you have confusion problem. Then next L1 dot set bounds. See these values I have already calculated, so I will directly mention those values. 200, then 40, then 150, hitting and 40. Then add this label to the frame. Now see what I'm doing. I'm declaring all these references at the class level. Getting. So because I'm going to use them later outside this constructor also. Now I will add the second label the same way, L2. So let's declare L2. So what will be second L2? Enter username. Getting. Enter username. So 40.20 I will take here. 100. 120. Next. I will require one more label. Okay, after username I will take text field. J text field. T1 text field. So again I will declare this at class level. T1, T2 I will require. See, I am directly importing the import Java X swing package directly. I'm using star. Okay. Now T1 dot set bounds. T1 dot set bounds. So 240 and 120, then 140, 40 I have taken. Then add text field on frame. Next label I will take. So L3, enter password. L3 set bounds 100 I will do here. 40 L3, declare L3. Next button I will require button B1 B2 I will use. Next B1 button, so title will be registered. B1 set bounds, then I will use 120 here to 60. See, I have already calculated this value to save the time. Are you getting what I'm doing? See how to calculate those values we already seen. Getting? So just to save the time, I've already written those values somewhere and I'm just referring that. So B2 equal to now login button. That means user can redirect to login page. Then v2 dot set bounds. Dot set bounds 280 will be changed to 60. Y will be same. Then you have dot add. So v2. Getting and then set visible. Okay. Now just check the design. See what is problem, where is problem? Text field, okay, text field width. Okay, no problem. Just check the enter password 1. Why you should increase?
तर टेक्स्ट फील्ड टाकायचे एंटर पासवर्डच्या खाली.
काय झालं L3
टेक्स्ट फील्ड सर, टेक्स्ट फील्ड एंटर पासवर्डच्या खाली, लेबलच्या खाली त्या L3 च्या.
हा इथं L3 झालं. T2 there should be T2.
तर ते जे पासवर्ड फील्ड आहे ना त्याच्यामध्ये जे पासवर्ड फील्ड.
हा जे पासवर्ड पण यूज करू शकता. येस, पण ते कसं आहे पासवर्ड तो परत ह्याच्यात येणार, तुम्हाला कन्वर्ट करावं लागेल परत. ओके
नाही सर, ते डायरेक्ट येते वाटतं ना, म्हणजे
एक मिनिट यूज करतो मी, जस्ट मला हे चेक.
ओके सर, मी रन केलं काल.
येस येस आय नो दॅट. येस आय विल यूज. जस्ट लेट मी काहीतरी बरोबर आहे. टेक्स्ट फील्ड राहिले बहुतेक ना.
येस सर, टेक्स्ट फील्ड राहील.
टेक्स्ट फील्ड T2. Okay, here you can use J password field, no problem. Okay, J password field. Actually आपण आता नेक्स्ट लेक्चरला जे अजून रिमेनिंग कंपोनंट आहे त्यात मी घेणार होतो. J password T2, I will call it this T2. Set bounds. Second text field 240. ह्याचं काय चेंज केलं पाहिजे आपल्याला, एक सेम वाय चेंज केला पाहिजे. वाय जो ह्याचा आहे तो ठेवूया इंटर पासवर्डचा. $180. Okay, now it's okay. So see, password will look like this, and you need to convert that, so user can't see that. Okay, now see, I will design login frame as it is. So just I will copy this code. All should pay attention. See, I am copying this code, entire code. This constructor I have copied directly and just I have pasted, and just I am changing the constructor, login frame, registration frame, and from this I will just call that constructor. Now what changes we should do? And here I will just change title of this frame, enter username, this will be required. Then switch the buttons, first login and then cancel. Okay, let's check the user interface of login. What happened? Unable to survive. Just add this code first. It is it, that's why it is showing problem. That login we should add. So just copy this code, add here, and just change the constructor and just call the constructor login. Package config was there getting. Now you can see the user interface of this. Just call login. Okay, now we need to change here login page. Just switch the button login and cancel. Okay. Now just check the design part of login. Getting this is login. User event handling is not added, and on welcome frame I will not add anything. It will be blank. So simply when just I will add the frame, blank frame there getting, so that we can understand. We have redirected to welcome frame. So just I will add that coding. Just I will add the frame, and then frame dot set visible. Cool. Okay, no problem. So 3 frames are ready. Their design is ready. Now do event handling. So see what we are going to do. On clicking on login button, I'm adding the event handling code. So b1 dot add action listener, b1 dot add action listener, and add the listener, new action listener. Okay, so see this code is ready. Here you need to add the logic. That means which logic here you should add? Yes, on clicking on sorry, go to registration, b1 dot add action listeners. Can you tell me which logic you should add here? Yes, on clicking on register button, what we should add? We should add username and password to the table, into the table. Getting? So what I need to do, I need to start first. I will complete database part also. So open XAMPP. All should pay attention. Open XAMPP. Start Apache Tomcat first. See, XAMPP is started. Now start Apache service first. Wait for some time. Start Apache service. It is started now perfectly. Now start MySQL. Getting? Start MySQL. Okay, it is also started successfully. Now go to browser. Getting? And just type localhost there. Getting? Localhost. It will load this web page and just click on PHP my admin, PHP my admin to get the user interface of MySQL. To get the user interface of MySQL. Now see what I'm doing. I will create new database user. Getting? Or I will call it as a RIT user. Create new database RIT user. Database is created. Now table, create table. So suppose I will give user as table name. Getting? Okay. See, table name is RIT user and database name is RIT user and table name is user. And just right now, just for simplicity, I will keep two columns. Getting? Two columns. The same way you can add any number of column as per your requirement. And first column name will be username varchar, and then second one will be password, and then again varchar. Okay, specify length here and click on save button. Click on save button. So see, table is ready. The table is ready, nothing is there right now. Now on clicking on register button, get those details from user, that means username and password, and insert into that table which is present in RIT user database. Getting? So do that. So see what I'm doing. First I'm getting those username and password in. You can directly also you can do that, but see what I'm doing. String username equal to. First get the username from user. So where that username is present in first text field. First text field. So t1 dot, we already seen that, t1 dot get text dot to string. You need to convert that because it is in text format. In the same way, now we want password. Getting? So you can't directly use get text here. You should use get password method. So t2 dot get password method is there, but its a return type is character array. Its a return type is character array. Remember that. So that's why you should collect that password in character array first, and then you need to pass that character array to string constructor to get it converted to string format. Getting? Okay. So get password method you should call. And what I'm doing, I'm simply collecting that password in string array first. Okay, so now string your password will be collected in string array, and now I will just convert that string array, okay, to password. How I will convert? So you know that there is a constructor for that. character array will be, converted to string. Character array will be converted to string. So see, your password will come here. And now you need to insert username and password into the database. So now we require database coding. But for database, we must have which file? MySQL connector. So just add that file. So project demo, right click, build path, add external, configure build path, add external library or jar, go to MySQL connector and apply and close. See, here that file is added because your driver, SQL driver will come from this file. Okay. Now what is the first step? Yes, what is the first step? Driver loading. So how we are loading driver? For name. What is driver name? Yes, driver name. com dot mysql dot jdbc dot. You should remember this. In exam, this name you should know. Getting, because if there is no internet, then there will be problem. As this is risky code, you should add this in try and catch. So registration of driver. Next, what is the next thing? Connection. Okay, so which method is there for establishing the connection? Get connection, but it is a static method. So you can call that method by using either by creating object or without creating object. I will not create the object. Get connection. 3 things you need to specify here. Getting, first thing is what? The URL or the connection string. It is called as connection string. In C# we are as a connection string. So what is that URL? First one is protocol name or the API JDBC : MySQL : then IP address of the machine on which your database is resided. What is the database name? RIT user we have given. Getting, RIT user name we have given. Just check. RIT user. Okay. Now username of MySQL. So root. Password I have kept blank. Now see here. This method, on successful establishing the connection, this method will return the connection object. So you should declare connection object. Initially, I am just initializing that with null. Import that connection interface. Okay, this is also risky code. So I will not create one more try for this nested try. I will simply use the just catch block, one more catch block. You can also have these 2 exceptions in same catch by using the logical OR. Here also you can use logical OR. That is also okay, but that is not recommended because for different exception you should get the different explanation. That's why I adding the multiple catch. But see, if you don't want multiple catch, here also you can use logical OR and you can add that SQL exception E2 like that. That is also okay. But it is better to have separate catch. Now what is next thing? Create the statement. Create the statement. So connection dot create statement. Getting? So this will give the statement object. This will give the statement object. So declare statement object. So statement is also interface. Import that. Next. What is next? Now you need to execute the query. So which query you need to execute? Insert into table values. Getting? So for that purpose, which method you should call? Yes. Which method you should call? Execute query or execute update? Yes, yesterday only I told you. Execute query or execute update, because you are modifying, you are manipulating the data. Getting? If you want to just retrieve the existing content, then you should go for execute query. But if you want to modify, insert, delete, update, then you should use execute update method. Getting? So use execute update method. Okay. and here you need to give the command or the query. So which query? Insert into the table name, user, then values. Now here there is a dynamic part, because in last lecture we have directly added 10 ABC XYZ like that, but here whatever user is going to give in that those text fields, that you need to insert. So see what I am doing. See, all should pay attention. This is important. Most of the students fail here. Just add these values in single quotation first. Okay, and then you need to retrieve the value. So what I'm going to do, add the double quotation because they are string values, getting double quotation, and then plus plus concatenation, and then username. See, all should pay attention. See, first single quotation, normal values we are adding, or static value we are adding with the help of single quotation. Single quotation is compulsory, but inside single quotation now we are not directly giving the static value. Those will be dynamic. That means at runtime those value will be decided. So we have collected those value in username and password variables. Getting? So we are specifying those with double quotation first and then concatenation password. All should pay attention. This is very important. Okay, and on successful execution of this, if it is successful execute, just I will mention just I will display one dialog to the user with the help of J option pane. Right now I'm using frame object. On frame I want to display the J option. If you without frame also you can use the J option pane. In that case you can specify null here, first object, and here the message, actual message. So registered successfully. You have registered successfully. Registered successfully. Getting? And see here in finally block I will add the connection close. Getting? Final block connection close. Now see, connection dot close is also risky code. It is showing me. So add that in try catch. You can use the ID feature, no problem. Okay. Now just we'll check whether this code is working or not. So just run this. Okay, add here username, password, suppose I'm adding RIT India. Just click on register. Registered successfully. That means that code is working, but we don't know whether records are inserted or not. Syntactically there is no any problem. You got this message, that means syntactically there is no problem. But we should check now the database content. So just do refresh. See, the values are added. Getting? So see, password it is in string format. Because see, this database will be present at server side because he can use that. You can also encrypt that. There will be separate again coding. There will be 2 or 3 lectures you can take. RIT India, this can be also encrypted and then you can store it in database. Getting? Right now our focus is on not that part. That is security aspect. So right now I am able to see this because this database will not be present with user. Actually, this database will be present at server side. Getting? So actually in professional development, what actually they do, this password is also encrypted. That means no one can directly see that password. Getting? So actually if any developer from that company, if anyone open that database, then also he can't see that password. Getting? He can reset password, but he can't see the password actually. See, I'm team administrator. Getting? I can't see your password. I can reset your password, but I can't see your passwords. Getting? So remember that. So registration.
MD5
Yes. You should use those. SHA and MD5. Yes. Those algorithm you should use. Okay, so that is working. Registration. Now login. Go to login part. So see, this is the coding for a B1 register button. Now we'll use B2. So b2 dot add. What is the coding for b2? b2 ला काय असणार आहे? Simply कि if he click on login button, then just redirect that user to login page. Getting? So how to do that? How to do that? See, just check the constructor. See, generally we were calling this constructor inside main. Getting? But if we call main method, but this is application now. At a time, not all three frames will be called. Getting? When application will be run, we are calling. That means we are giving instruction call that main method. But JVM will call that. Okay. So first registration page will be loaded, and from on clicking on login button, then only login frame should be loaded or executed. Getting? Okay. And then if login is successful, then only welcome frame will be visible to the user. Getting? So that's why we'll call only main method of registration frame. We'll call main method of registration frame only. Will not call the main method of login and welcome. When user perform action, then only those things will be called. Remember this. Getting? So in this case, this main method is also not required. Login. This main method is also not required. Login and your welcome. Main method is not required. That will not be called actually. Getting point? Okay. Now on clicking on login button, we should redirect that user to login frame. So we should call this constructor where here you should call
Event handling.
yes inside b2. Here you should call that constructor. Okay. So new and this. So this code is enough. New login frame, or you can create object that you can create reference, that is also okay. See, I'm not saying that object will not be created here. New login frame, actually object will be created and then constructor will be called. Getting? But we don't know the name of that object. That is called as anonymous object. Object will be created internally by JVM. Okay. But after this statement, suppose you want to perform any action on with the help of that object, then you can't do that. So that's why actually we are creating that login frame equal to new login frame. But if you want to just call the constructor, then no need to use that. Getting? Anonymous object will perform that activity. Okay. And now see, before redirecting to that login frame, I want to dispose, or I want to close the current frame. So we have already seen that f dot. F is what right now? Registration frame. So just call the dispose method. Getting? F dot dispose. Now see, this code is different. B2 code is different, B1. And constructor is inside constructor we are doing this. Getting? So to avoid any problem, we have declared all those this one references at class level. Getting? So I'm using the first event handling method, that is simple one. Getting? Okay. So now just check the output. See, this is registration page. If I click on login page, first dispose this current frame, that is registration frame or page, and then load login frame. See, login frame will be loaded. Getting? So this is the coding for first. Now go to login frame and add the event handling. So B1, that is login, and B2 dot add action listener. That is just for clearing the text of these two text field, clearing the text of these two. So what I will do, B2 first I will do. So T1 dot set text. Just I will clear that. Getting? I will keep them empty, and T2 dot text empty. Getting? T2 means what? Cancel button, or you can add clear or something. Clear here or reset. It is better to have cancel. Cancel means suppose by mistake he entered incorrect username and password, and now you want to clear the field. You can directly also do delete by manually by using keyboard, but use cancel button, getting, because see, if there will be multiple fields, if you have registered, if you have filled all the details, and if you want to clear all, suppose 10 components are there, radio button, checkbox, all those things are there, then actually that cancel button is useful in that case, or clear button or reset button. If user click on that cancel button, then all the fields, whatever he entered, they will be clear. Just I want to show you the use of that cancel button. That's why we have added that cancel button, getting. So just clear those two fields, username and password. And now come back to B1. Now here we need to retrieve the username and password from, that means whatever username and password he's going to enter in this username and password text field and password field. We are going to compare that with the username and password of existing from the database, getting. So for that purpose, see, again database coding is required. So just I will copy paste. Can I copy paste this? Yes, can I copy paste this? See these three lines.
Yes, sir.
Okay, first three lines. The database, sorry, driver loading, then establishing the connection and creating statement. Just I will copy paste these three lines. They will be same. Just declare connection and statement here at class level. And statement. And just import them. Okay, add this code in try block. Okay, this is also risky, so add a catch for that. Okay, now what is next step? Executing the query. Okay, executing the query. So which query we are going to execute here first? Tell me. Whatever username and password user is going to enter, that will be matched. So first what I will do, I will just get the username and password from the text field. So t1 dot get text, same coding I will use, to string, then character array. See, we can just combine this coding. You can also combine this coding like this. See what I'm doing. Password equal to string password equal to t2 dot get password, t2 dot get password, and here I can add that array like directly. Get password. Sorry, I can directly combine like this. New string. Okay, new string, and here directly I can use t2 dot get password. Getting same thing will be happen. I'm saving that variable space. Getting get t2 dot get password instead of collecting t2 dot get password in another character array and then passing that character array to this string constructor. You can also combine that. Both ways I am showing you. I already told you that I will give you option. Now you need to decide if which option is good for you or better for you. Okay, so both things are there. That means we have retrieved username and password from the user. Now we need to match this with the username and password of the database. So for that purpose, see, first I should get the result set object, because first I should get the access of that table. So how to get the access of table? Result set is there. So rs equal to and statement dot execute query. Execute query. So execute query will give you the result set. Getting. So which command, which query you should fire? Select, because we don't know where that those records are present. There may be thousands of records. So first get the result set object. That means result set is a cursor or it is a pointer to that table. Pointer to the table. Okay. And now with the help of this result set, you can traverse table for matching username and password. So I will add the while loop, because we don't know how many records are there getting. So first check next record present, If it is there, then return true. And now see what I am doing directly. If, all should pay attention, if I am adding if condition, because I am matching the username and password entered by user with the password of database. So see what I'm doing, username dot, which method you should use for string comparison? Which method we should use for string comparison? Tell me. Equals method, correct. Equals method, same logic. कुठल्या पण प्रोग्रामिंग मध्ये जावा, तुमचं लॉगिन पेजचं लॉजिक सेम असणार आहे. युजरनेम डॉट इक्वल्स, युजरनेम हा, दिस युजरनेम इज username entered by user. Getting this username is entered by user in those text field. Then dot equals, what is here required? Yes, can you tell me to whom or to which string you should compare? Username column of that user table. Getting, so how to get that? Yesterday only we have seen here rs dot get string method is there. Getting, and the column index, so 1. Getting, so the username entered by user, that will be compared with the rs.getString 1, and also you should compare the password. So password dot equals, and here rs.getString 2. Getting, rs.getString. Okay, if these two conditions, actually there are these two conditions you should say, both fields should be matched, username and password should match, then only you can say that that user is valid one, that is authenticated user. Getting, if this condition is true, then only you can just display one message, your login is successful, and immediately you can redirect that user to where, where you should redirect that user?
Welcome frame. Welcome frame.
Hello, am I audible, guys? Hello? Hello? Are you able to see Eclipse?
Yes.
Login is successful. And just close current frame. Getting, so dispose and redirect to next frame. So how to do that? New welcome frame. Call the constructor of next. Getting, so any doubt in this? Just run this application. So from the scratch I will run this application. First registration frame, run as Java application. Here I will add, suppose Amol, and suppose password is IIT India. IIT India I have added, registered. Register successfully. Just check the table contain. Okay, see, 2 users are there and Amol. Getting, and now you should click on login. Now he has redirected to login. Now if I use Amol, getting, and then IIT India, getting, if we click on login button or cancel, just clear those Amol and again IIT India. If we click on login button on successful, login successful, and then welcome frame will be opened. Welcome frame will be opened. So that is initially blank. Okay, that is initially blank. You can also set the title to welcome frame so that you can understand. Key set. It is a welcome page or title. You can also do that. Okay, so login. I will add one more user. Suppose Amit. Password is suppose Patil. Registered successfully. Okay. Just check the 3 users are there. 3 users are there. Now you can go to login. Add Amit Patil. Getting. Cancel is working. Again add Amit Patil. Login. Go to welcome page. Getting. This you can do.